here. And that lets you save.
Look here.
True Form Life.
Green look on.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Tadia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Tadia.
All right, welcome to another edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of our True Form Life community. Now, today we are putting together a live Facebook interview or conversation that Dorothy and I put together. That's on facebook.com/trueformlife. We do this just about every Friday morning, so if you want to tune in, head over to our Facebook page. We're doing this about 8:30 in the morning Mountain Time. So if you want to come in and ask questions, sometimes we do giveaways, and we have fun. Sometimes it's nice to come in and check us out live and actually see us on video. So we're kind of repurposing this. I want to give this as our podcasting audience a chance to check this out as well. So today we're talking about reducing holiday stress. It's a big issue. There's a lot of people stressed that we have finances, we have gifts, we have family, food. There's so many things that stress us out during the holiday season. And I would go as far to say is it actually the stress kind of ruins the holiday spirit, the magic of Christmas. That we have Santa Claus, we have Christmas music, we have gatherings of friends and family that we love and that we don't see for years or for a year. So there's a lot of different issues that come up at this time, and we wanted to sit down and talk about how we could clear up and reduce holiday stress. So I know we've got a lot of tips and takeaways here, so that's pretty much what we have coming at you. All you need to do is sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Tadia.
Good morning. So we're doing another live video here on our Facebook page. So we thought Dorothy and I thought we'd come on and talk about holiday stress.
Yes, it's getting to that time of year when our to-do lists gets gigantic, and we just want to talk about some ways you can reduce stress at this busy time of year.
Yeah, well, why don't we talk about why we're stressed out first?
Okay.
What you got?
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Well, there's a ton of reasons why we're stressed out. I was just saying about our to-do lists. Right, our to-do lists are longer, right? We have presents to buy, we have baking to make, we have family to visit, we have parties. Oh my, the list goes on and on and on. And our calendars are probably already packed, jam-packed of events and places to be, people to see, things to do. So that alone adds on a lot of extra added stress. And what happens too is when our calendar gets busy, or our to-do list gets long, all those feel-good things that we do for ourselves to reduce stress, like working out, eating whole foods, meditating, stretching, like all of our routines like this that help us reduce stress, go out the window. Because usually when you add something to your to-do list, something's got to go, right? And unfortunately, a lot of times it's those things that make us feel good, right?
We have a few people in. Tina said, hi from Mexico.
Hey, Tina.
Hi, Tina. Chantel's also in Mexico, who's watching as well. So thanks for checking us out live from Mexico. We have Charlene as well.
Charlene's my auntie. Hi, Aunt Char.
So thanks for coming in. We're coming in every Friday morning around 8:30 Mountain Time. Mm-hmm. And we're going to answer questions for you. So if you have any questions, you can ask us questions. Or we're going to talk openly and live about a given topic.
Yes.
So you were saying that all these things that stress us out at this time of year, I mean, all the things that reduce stress at a regular time of year, we don't do, especially at the most stressful time of year.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it is, the holidays are fun, magical, special, but fortunately, it is one of the times of high stress. And then we tend to stop doing those things that we do throughout the year that reduce our stress, like exercising, for example. I don't have time to exercise. I have a to-do list that's 10 miles long, for example. Or eating out more often, so reducing the quality of food that we're intaking. When eating whole foods, we know reduces stress on our body, right? So all of those little things add up.
Yeah, so that's important to pay attention to what stresses out. Hey, look we got Dallas that said good morning. We have Colleen coming in, Melanie. Oh my, we got all kinds of people.
Thanks for tuning in.
Danny
This
came
is awesome.
in. Hi, Danny. Oh,
Hi, Danny.
Chantel said hola.
Hola. Hola, ¿cómo está? Muy bueno?
Been practicing some Spanish, have you?
Yes, I have. Well, we have been practicing some Spanish. So that came from an inspiration when we were in LA this summer because there's so much Spanish around us. And I was at the market and I wanted to some of the vendors, some of the farmers are only speak Spanish, right? They're Mexicans farming, right? And they only know Spanish and I wanted to talk to them. So that's where the inspiration came from. So our little app tells us that we're 20% fluid.
33%.
Right? Oh, 33% fluid now. So I know. Pequeño español. Right?
Chantel said, sorry, my screen is freezing. I wonder how the internet connection is down there. I suppose not fantastic.
I don't know.
Anyway, so today
Back to stress.
we're talking about the stressful time of year. And I think it's important to mention that we're stressed out now. It's Christmas now. Like Christmas has arrived. It's not coming in a couple weeks or a month or two. I don't know how far we are away. We're like 30 days away, 35 days away.
Yeah,
Something like that. So it's only 4 short weeks away, but it's here now, and we're stressed out now, not as we get closer. We just continue to increase our stress levels. So that's why it's important to do these things that we forget about when we're mostly stressed out, when we're the most stressed out.
Yeah, that's what's the most interesting to me is that when we're the most stressed out is usually the time when we stop doing the things that reduce our stress. It's so interesting, but we all tend to do that, right?
Yeah, because we're stressed out and we don't know what to do. So we're like, let's do
nothing.
Let's just be stressed out.
Yeah.
Dixie jumped in here. Rylan jumped in here.
Hello.
Thanks, guys. We're just talking about holiday stress. And I think most of us know that this is a stressful time of year. So we're trying to, we're going to tell you ways how you can reduce stress. I guess first we talked about why we're stressed out and the importance of understanding that we're here now, stressed out, and we're not doing the things that we usually do to reduce stress.
Yeah, and you brought up a good point, Drew, when you said about we just accept that we're stressed out, that it's a stressful time of year. But we're here to tell you, you don't have to accept that, right? I think that's one of the triggers or one of the reasons we accept or we're okay with stop doing those things that reduce our stress is because we're like, stressful time of year. It's just how it is, right? But we don't have to accept that, right?
Yeah, it's important to understand, that doesn't have to be part of your lifestyle. You can do things to reduce stress. And especially during the holiday season, you can be stress-free. It just takes effort to make that happen.
Yeah.
So what can we do? What are the things that we can do to reduce stress? Or maybe what's the first thing that we can do?
Well, the first thing we can do is don't accept that it's a stressful time of year, right? So kind of taking a different approach or a different mindset to the holidays, right? A lot of times it's like, just gotta get through. Oh, did I use those right? Just gotta get through the holidays,
Dorothy
right?
rarely uses the quotations right.
Is that right?
I'm like, no.
You used them wrong again. But that... Sorry.
It's true.
Side note. I don't use quotations properly. But yeah, just, I don't even know where I was. Where was I?
You're talking about quotations. You said getting through the holidays.
Oh, that's right. That's right. A lot of times we approach it as, just got to get through the holidays, then I can get back on track. But I honestly think that's, I don't know. It kind of makes me sad, when people say, just got to get through the holidays.
Right.
Because it's supposed to be such a happy time, right? And such a time filled with family and joy.
Christmas
It is.
magic.
It is magical, right? And so it always makes me a little bit sad when I hear I'm just gotta get through the holidays, right? And it's like, oh, right? Like
You don't have to just get through the
it
holidays.
should be a joyous time of year.
Jenna just jumped on. Marcel did as well. So those of you guys that are coming in and out, we're doing every Friday morning. We do a live conversation talk about a given topic, and today we're talking about holiday stress. So for us, initially we talked about understanding that we don't do the things that when at the most stressful time of year that help us be stress free. And then Dorothy was talking about accepting the stress at this time of year. So if you understand that you don't have to be stressed out, like it doesn't have to be that way. Like every time Christmas comes around, we have finance is a big one, like gifts is a big one, and those
shopping,
those two go together. Like I have to go shopping. There's crowds, there's traffic, and understanding that we can do things to reduce stress.
And like knowing that we choose. It's our choice, right? Which is again like changing your mindset, but we choose ourselves if we're stressed or not. Like, you know what I mean? So we have the choice ourselves to choose not to be stressed out or to be stressed out.
Right. So if something that comes up to be stressful, we can change our mindset. Like if we're stressed out all the time when it's time to buy presents, you can change your mindset and think like this doesn't have to be a stressful time, and think of different ways or different avenues around gifts, for example. Like, so let's say if finances are an issue and gifts are an issue, then like you can talk to your loved ones and say, well, what's one of the things like with your family, there's a number of different couples, and you buy for different couples instead of everyone buying for everyone.
So he just explained it the way it is, but instead of everybody buying a present for everybody in like we do it with our siblings, right? And we're all coupled up now, so then there's added people. But instead of you buying a present for every individual person, you just pick a name. So each couple buys for one couple instead of buying for everybody.
Right. So that can help with finances. And then that will also help with, I know sometimes we get stressed out, like trying to get the perfect gift.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're trying to get the perfect gift for like 20 of your family members, that's going to be more stressful than if you pick names, for example, and then you say, oh, we're only going to buy one gift for this couple, one gift for mom and dad, however that works. But that's something that you can do to reduce holiday stress around finances and gifts.
And another thing that's I guess becoming more and more I don't want to say popular, but more and more known is that experiences instead of like material gifts, right? So, for example, as a family, going out for a brunch or like going skating, doing like an activity together, going away for a night if that's a possibility. Instead of like the stress of the shopping and the gifts, you have an experience together as opposed to a material object or gift.
Right. Shane just jumped on here. Morning, Shane. Thanks
Hey,
for
Shane.
tuning in. And I think that those experiences mean more. And because especially like as you know, as we get older, I think most of you watching are probably our age, and not so much younger. Like I think when we're younger, it's more materialistic.
Did he just call me old? Not so much younger?
Younger, I mean like teenagers, early 20s. Like you want gifts. Like I think we're more materialistic. We want things, but as you age, as you get older, our parents, our grandparents, they don't really want gifts as much as they want time with you. So when you talked about those experiences that we have, like they want those experiences. So instead of thinking of like the perfect gift or spending a bunch of money on, I don't know, stuff that's not going to be used anyways, find an experience that you can do together as a family, and that can be a present or a gift. So you're not so stressed out around giving or around spending a ton of money.
So let's talk about ways to, other ways that we can reduce stress. And really, it's interesting because all we need to do to reduce our stress around the holidays is stick with our routines that we've been doing, right? So Drew and I talk about stress often, right? How to reduce stress. And if we just continue doing the things we do on a regular basis to reduce our stress, then we won't get stressed at the holidays either. So, for example, sticking to your exercise routine, because exercise in working out is known to reduce our stress levels. Like, that's a fact. Right?
Yeah, well, working out is the number one way to reduce stress. So if you're working out on a regular basis throughout the year, when it's not the holiday season or it's not Christmas, your stress level is going to be reduced. So now that Christmas comes, or the holiday season, whatever holiday it is, Thanksgiving just passed in the U.S., for example, but that's going to be more stressful during that time. And then on top of that, we're not working out.
Yeah.
We're not doing the number one thing we can do to reduce stress.
So think about it as, when it's not so much a stressful time, I'm going to work out to reduce my stress. But then, when it is the most stressful time of year, I'm not going to work out to reduce my stress. It just sounds crazy when I say it like that, doesn't it? So that's one of our number one tips, is to stick to your routines, your exercise routines.
And with those routines, it's important to mention that we're creating different routines right now. Like, we say this all the time, like, as humans, we're creatures of habit. We do things out of habit. So when we create habits all the time. And now, for example, it's the holiday season. We're creating new habits. And these are unhealthy habits. So that's why we say in January, it's the worst time to start an exercise program, because you're really setting yourself up for failure. If you don't start now and start developing those habits, you're creating unhealthy habits by staying up late, by having extra desserts, by going to those parties. And then January comes and you're like, I'm not going to do any more of those things that you've just been doing for the last 3 weeks.
Or a month or whatever.
The last couple months.
Yeah.
And you say, I'm going to not do anything. I'm going to start new habits today. It doesn't work like that.
No.
It's like a weekend fast or a cleanse. Like, those don't work, and they're not sustainable lifestyle changes. So by understanding that you're creating unhealthy habits now, maybe we can wrap our heads around why we can be, or how we can be more successful in the new year.
Yeah. So next, I'm like, yeah, good point. But let's talk about food for a minute too, because I think that's important too. Same thing. And a direct correlation to exercise, as we were talking about with food, is we work so hard during, I want to say the regular time of year, right? That's not a holiday. We work so hard and to eat healthy, right? And which, when we eat whole foods, we know reduces stress on our bodies, right? And then the holiday comes and it's like, it's the holidays. Blowouts, it's like a big, time. It's like we use the holiday as an excuse not to eat healthy. And when we eat those processed foods, when we eat all of those things, that causes stress on our bodies. So again, the same kind of relationship as I talked about with workouts, right? When it's not such a stressful time of year, we're eating really well, we're eating whole foods, plant-based, to reduce stress in our body. And then the holiday comes, which is a stressful time of year, and we're like, heck, let's eat all of this food that's going to cause a bunch of stress in my body.
Yeah. And then we wonder why we're stressed out.
Yeah.
So just looking at food on a regular basis, as we always talk about, these sustainable lifestyle changes, is paying attention to what we're eating, but especially during the holiday seasons, if you want to reduce stress or if you want to be stress-free. And it's challenging, there's no question, because there's these parties that are coming up, and then you spend time with your family, like more and more gatherings are going to be happening. So by understanding that those foods or those choices are going to increase our stress levels, maybe that will help us try to avoid or look for better options.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
The end.
So we talked about working out, sticking to your workout routine. We talked about food. What other areas do we want to touch on to reduce stress?
Well, I think sleep is a big one. And sleep, when we look at sleep, many times we don't correlate like exercise or working out. We don't put together the foods that we're putting in our body. And those things both play a major factor in sleeping. Then we can look at alcohol, we can look at tobacco, those are increased as well during this time, and those are going to prevent us from getting a restful night's sleep.
Yes. So
those are important to consider, especially at this time of year.
Yeah, and it's just so interesting to me how it's a circle. Right? So each one of those plays into each other. If you don't have a good night's sleep, or if you don't have the proper rest, then you're probably not going to work out because you're tired. right? And then you didn't work out, so then you don't have the energy to prepare the healthy food, right? That you normally would. So it's just this like vicious cycle that goes round and round and round and round.
Yeah, and then we don't consider those things. Like we don't consider, we're like, oh, it's the holidays. I'll just do this, but I'll just do what I want. Mm-hmm. But then again, and then the new year comes and we have unhealthy sleep habits. We can't sleep anymore. We have that we're eating sugar late into the evenings because there's a bunch of desserts, there's candies or chocolates all over the house, and then we wonder why we can't sleep in the morning or at night in the evening, and then we wake up tired and groggy, and like you're saying, you're not going to be excited to work out or feel energized. So that's usually when we go to the drive-thru or get our breakfast with like a coffee and a pastry, and it just keeps going. Like we keep stacking the cards against ourselves, reducing our ability to be successful with living a healthy lifestyle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out. We have Gerd from the Black Forest German Bakery and Olds Uptown Market. And then we have Sean. So Sean jumped in here. Thanks for checking us out, guys. We're here every Friday morning at 8:30 Mountain Time.
Yep.
And we're going to do a live video so you guys can come in and ask questions. We're going to talk about a given topic openly. And we're just going to share our opinion with you about whatever.
Yeah, just have a little chat about topics. But if you guys have something a question or a topic that you would like us to talk about, we'd love to hear what you'd like. We would like to hear what you would like to hear us talk about.
Yeah, you can send in questions. You can send in topic suggestions. But I think that's a good start for us. That's a good way to help you understand what you can do to reduce stress during the holiday season. And hopefully we offered some suggestions that can help.
Yeah, and if you're not like those things we mentioned, like exercise programs and like the Whole Foods and all those other things, like if you haven't started, now is the time to start, right? Don't wait till after the holidays to start. Start now.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah. Because again, we go back to January and it's like, don't join the gym for the first time in January. Start now.
Start now.
Like, there's no one in the gym, especially at this time. There's going to be less and less people because it's holidays. So it's a perfect time to get in the gym and start getting comfortable in an uncomfortable atmosphere if you're not used to it, or start working out at home. We've got tons of at-home programs for you. We post videos all the time. Just give them a try. Like try an exercise, try a workout, and then you can build some momentum going into the new year instead of being like, okay, I'm here. What do we do?
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for checking us out. Thanks so much for being a part of our True Form Life community and being a part of our social media. That really helps us, and we appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah, we couldn't do the shows without viewers, so thanks for coming in and checking us out, and we will catch you on the next video, hey? The next live video, next Friday.
Have a good weekend.
See you later.
True Form Life.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As always, thank you so much for coming in. Thanks for tuning in to see what we have going on. Just a quick sponsor from Complete Truth Protein. This is a plant-based, whole food, gluten-free protein supplement that we put together made with quinoa and hemp seeds. So if you want more details, you can head over to trueformlife.com/completetruthprotein. This is a fantastic way to give your smoothies a boost. You can use it as gluten-free flour. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. You can throw it in granola. There's just a lot of different things that we need through nutrients that we're not getting in our diet. So if you're looking for something nutrition-wise for a little boost, we highly recommend adding Complete Truth Protein to your diet. Again, it's gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, GMO-free, and it's very simple. It's made with quinoa, hemp parts, and it's a great little boost made with whole food. So that's definitely something that we recommend. We also have exclusively for Exploring Mind and Body listeners our monthly membership. The first month is $1 if you'd like to give it a try. That's where we come in each day to offer support. We put together meal plans, recipes, grocery shopping lists. We put together at-home fitness routines as well. So this is a great way for you to get started and get going in the right direction. And again, that's at trueformlife.com for more details. All these past shows are going up on exploringmindandbody.com. And don't forget to head over to our Facebook page if you want to join us for a live show, if you want to ask any questions, if you want to see us on video, or if you just want to see what we have going on throughout the week, facebook.com/trueformlife. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Tadia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Tadia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.